What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. The movie I want to take a look at right now is Belfast. Now, this one comes to us from Focus Features, and this is going to be like kind of their awards play for the Oscar season and the awards season for this or last year. And this one is directed by Kenneth Branagh, and this one tells the story of a young boy and his working-class Belfast family experience in the tumultuous late 1960s. So yeah, going into this, I remember seeing a trailer for it, and I was like, I see what you're doing, Focus Features and Kenneth Branagh. This is your awards play. Just the way, it's kind of cut together. It's very sweeping. It's very, emotional. It gets you, up in the feels. You're just like, yeah, this is going to be pushed for awards. So it's not an issue, but you can definitely tell when a trailer is edited to make it look like the next Best Picture winner. It just is what it is. Hey, it got me wanting to watch it. So, and also, I've been hearing a lot of awards consideration for it. Could sneak in and get Best Picture, maybe director for Kenneth Branagh, screenplay, cinematography, performance. It's got a lot of possibilities going forward. So I figured, why not? Let's catch up on it. I didn't even see it. So I did see it now. And it's fine. I wasn't that blown away by it. I was kind of surprised. As I was watching it, I was wondering why it wasn't clicking for me, and I really couldn't figure it out. It just by the time it started, and by the time it ended, I was like, I can understand why people like that. It's a very feel good movie. It gives a lot of hope at the very end. There's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of violence and hate. That is saturated in this story, but it gives everyone kind of, hope, and it teaches you to be a good person, regardless of whose religion is what, all that stuff. It's all good messaging, and it definitely has some aspects about it that are feel good and make you feel good on the inside, and to where I could see people loving this film. For me personally, it was just kind of, hey, that was fine. I don't really want to watch it again. Yeah, I'm just kind of neutral on it. So I'm going to just break this down. So, Kenneth Branagh as director, he does a fine job. It's not like anything where he tries anything different that I've never seen from him before. It's a very straightforward story. It's, he gets the job done going from point A to point Z. I mean, that's the way I kind of viewed it. Like I said, didn't do a bad job, didn't do a great job, just kind of he did what he did. And some of the things I did like about it were the family dynamic between the main character, Buddy, played by Jude Hill, which, by the way, great child performance. So regardless of whatever I say about this film, that kid's a star, and he's going to go places. But the family dynamic between him, his brother, and his mom and his pa, that was the most fascinating stuff to me. Just hearing them talk about how things are getting so bad in Belfast that they may need to move, but also their friends and family are here, and this is home to them, and it's just it's really hard for them to make that decision. They have a lot of squabbles in the home. The father is working away most of the time, so the mother has to raise the children, so there's a lot of tension there, a lot of family drama, and so that stuff was more fascinating to me because I fell in love with the family. I wanted them to succeed. I wanted them to make the right decisions, and I wanted them to have a wonderful future. And so their performances were just very sweet and endearing from all four of them, to where I felt like I was a part of that family. I felt like I was along this journey with them, and just being inside of that house and knowing that there's chaos happening around them, being in that house, I felt safe. I felt comfortable. I wanted to hear them talk about their feelings. I wanted them to talk about all the problems that they were going through. That is where the movie shines, the family dynamic, and I think Kenneth Branagh nailed that for the most part. With everything that's happening outside of the house, with the Catholic and Protestant type of fight and angle that they're going for, it doesn't have as much emotional potency as Kenneth thinks it has. It's I get it. It's a part of history, and this is something that needs to be taught to people. This actually happened, and it still is going on to this day. So hatred and intolerance, regardless if it's from the 60s, it's still applicable today. And that's the whole point, is like, doesn't matter when it happens in history. History repeats itself. It always happens. So I get all that. I just don't think it had that sting that Kenneth was hoping for. But everything that was happening within the family inside the house, I liked. So yeah, I think he did a pretty good job navigating the story and kind of like, making us care about some things, maybe not so much other things, but I think he did a fine job. And speaking of his directing and stuff, the visual component to this was also nice. I like the black and white aesthetic. It really just adds more depth to each scene. It allows the color to be stripped away and lets the bare bones of like the story and the characters and the performances and the writing shine through and really just kind of captivate you. So I thought the black and white aesthetic was appropriate. It worked. It's set in the 60s, so yeah, that makes sense to me. It was pleasant, and there was a couple shots that were really cool, and they got really creative with it. So I was like, oh, okay, you guys are spicing up a little bit. I like it. So yes, it's shot really well. Performances, like I said earlier, all really nice and just kind of gentle, very very human performances, and I really felt like they were a full-on family, and I really appreciate that. Jamie Dornan as the father, great. Catriona Balfe, she plays the mom. She was probably my favorite one, because she definitely had her moments where I was waiting for her to explode with this emotional intensity, and there was a couple scenes where she got that, and I was like, if she's nominated for an Oscar, that is her clip. And then, of course, Jude Hill as the son, the main person that we follow. We get to see it from his point of view, his perspective. He is a kid. He doesn't know what's going on in the outside world. He is a kid that loves to get in trouble, play with his friends, go after the girls in his class, that he has a crush on. He asks a lot of questions. He's curious. He is a little kid. So seeing his perspective from all of this, asking his parents, why is this stuff happening? And they say, like, it's just the way it is. It makes you also think as an adult, it's just like, yeah, why does this stuff happen? And, it's like, this is why kids are so innocent, and they go into the world, they don't know anything, but they're asking so many questions as to why, like, they think this is so bad and everything. And it's just like, well, you make a lot of sense. So, yeah, I thought the kind of innocence from his point of view was really nice. And then also, he had a couple moments where he got to explode a little bit and show a little bit of his acting chops. And so I was like, yeah, this kid's got a future. I can see it. Couple other nice cast members. Judi Dench is in it. Syrian Hines. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, they play the grandparents. And we get to kind of see their perspective of people that have lived in Belfast for their entire lives, and so they can't just like uproot and leave. So hearing like their, grandchildren and their children thinking about moving, like that's devastating to them, and they don't understand it. But like also at the same time, it's like you gotta do what you gotta do to protect your family. And so I like kind of seeing their perspective too of someone that's in a different generation. But yeah, that's about it. I don't really have any more to say. If you love this movie, I get it. If you think the movie's okay like me, I also get it. If you don't like it, yeah, I kind of get it too. I mean, this is kind of one of those things to where it's going to affect different people. And that's the wonderful thing about film. It's all subjective, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, just for me personally, a little better than okay. Like I would kind of like sit in that range of like, I go like below liking it and above thinking it's just okay, because there are a couple of technical aspects that I really like. Production design, costuming and stuff, also really nice. So yeah, I don't know what else more to say. So let me know down below what you think of Belfast, whether you loved it, hated it, or thought it was okay. Just please let me know. I'd like to read your thoughts on it. But that will do it for this review, guys. I'm Chase Lee, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.